After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
On retourne dans le passé, pendant la guerre froide.
Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
On est sur PS2.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute. All right. You ready to go? Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay. Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Après, c'est une version HD, mais sinon ça reste exactement le même jeu.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf? He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Il est marqué Metal Gear Solid sur son masque. Snake Eater.
Sunrise.
Et les musiques de Harry Gregson Williams.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate BLR model. This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
Halo Jump. High altitude, low ouverture. Le but c'est de sauter le plus haut possible et de voir le parachute le plus bas possible. C'est vraiment que les trucs qui existent.
2, 1. Spread your wings and fly. God be with you.
Évidemment, il en fait un peu des caisses, hein.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the Virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly
Je
is
sais pas forcément regarder, mais je crois qu'il y a moyen de mettre les
Well,
sous-titres en français.
about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known
Yuri
as the
Gagarin.
Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took
Réel.
weeks and more than 600 miles to get from
Salut Mazout.
the Soviet Union to Berlin.
Comment ça va? On est vraiment au tout début là.
Incoherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Ils sont tous bons, hein, mais c'est vrai que celui-là.
October 16, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of
On rajoute en plus le
long-range ballistic
cadre historique. Ils se sont insérés dedans.
demanded
Ouais, incroyable. hein.
dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent
Et là, je suis trop content de pouvoir y jouer sur la version HD en 60 FPS. propre comme il faut.
Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its
Le
IRBM?
petit easter egg de début.
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever.
Lequel? Parce qu'en fait, il y a dans ce jeu, je sais qu'il y a tellement de trucs à droite à gauche.
A cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us.
Si c'est le masque de Raiden, je l'aurais pas parce que j'ai mis.
You mean the Soviets
que j'ai aimé MGS1.
hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time.
Ouais, j'ai pas mis like MGS2.
Full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice.
Je sais plus ce que ça fait exactement chaque truc. Il y a
Gave in to Khrushchev's demand.
chaque choix donne un petit bonus ou le masque de Raiden pour MGS2, mais les autres je me souviens plus ce que ça donne exactement.
Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight.
Moi je me souviens de l'avoir vu la première fois dans un Micromania à l'époque sur un écran géant là, il montrait un peu le jeu. Je dis, putain la vache. Sur PS2 ça,
Sokolov?
c'est ouf.
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility.
Je voyais tout ce qu'on pouvait faire.
Working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
Donc ça fait un moment
I
que
guess
j'y ai
you're
pas
right.
joué.
We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have...
Quand j'en vois maintenant les vidéos sur tout ce qu'on peut faire dans ce jeu là que j'ai jamais fait, trucs qu'on découvrait, la bouffe qui périme quand on laisse tourner le jeu, enfin, au bout de plusieurs jours. Et à chaque fois je me dis putain c'est un jeu de PS2 ça.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
Faut que je mette les sous-titres en français. Histoire qu'éventuellement... s'il y a des anglophobes... Il semblait qu'on pouvait voir un truc en particulier. Si vous regardez.
Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Ils font du military porn aussi là.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Ça tapait pas mal de blabla au début, mais bon. Ouais, c'est la marque des MGS, hein. De plus en plus comme un film, hein.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Ah, ça c'est
What, you don't like snakes?
la marque d'Hideo Kojima.
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
Mais qui décide de comment il s'appelle au moment qu'ils arrivent sur place.
You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
Ouais, c'est le petit tuto sur les
I'll
nouvelles,
be monitoring your progress over the
les
radio.
nouveaux trucs ajoutés.
You can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Et c'est parti. Alors oui, déjà je voulais voir vite fait dans les options. Ah, je suis persuadé qu'il y avait un truc nommé dans le menu principal. Je peux pas encore save. Déjà la petite vue maintenant directement derrière Snake mais tellement bien. Ça c'est une nouveauté ça, pouvoir grimper sur les arbres. C'est pas un truc de fou mais bon. Ça avec tout le CQC maintenant. Combat au corps à corps. Et tout l'aspect survie du jeu qu'on va voir en plus.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same
Et le
thing
tuto
from
maintenant.
item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye
Ah
on
ouais,
your
putain, tout
stamina so you don't
l'aspect
run out.
des
To
blessures aussi.
recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Hey, maintenant il va nous présenter tout le monde.
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to
C'est que
make
j'ai
it back
pas
alive.
mis l'endroit où je peux mettre
My
des trucs.
frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
C'est un peu mieux comme ça.
Boss?
That's right.
Boss.
It's me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact,
Mais en fait,
technique
c'est
doesn't
gênant.
even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job
Histoire
done.
de soldat.
I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive?
Mhm.
Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss?
Il y a plein de contrôles de combat au
The
corps à
boss is
corps qui
communicating with us
vont
by
être
radio
possibles.
from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your
Ah, la
current
mission.
position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Ah, les basics of CQC.
Try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Est-ce que... Save.
Saving the game, Snake?
Ok.
Hey, Snake.
Ah merde. On va reprendre. Elle parle de Godzilla. Chier. Bon, tant pis. J'ai passé sans faire exprès. Donc elle parlera que des films d'époque. Donc voilà. Bon, on se pose les lapins. Je vais retourner au menu. Normalement, je dois pouvoir mettre les sous-titres comme il faut. Ah ouais, d'accord. Le jeu a planté. Même l'émulateur a planté. Comment je peux me mettre là du coup? On va réduire encore un peu, et puis... Là... Et le chat ici. Mais alors? Ça me met pas bien, ça. Je suis persuadé qu'on pouvait... Bon bah tant pis. Bon allez. Du coup maintenant j'ai déjà mon inventaire du backpack. Un micro directionnel fait 1,5 kg, je vais l'enlever. Là, ouais. Sonar 3,2 kg. Motion detector, pas fou non plus. Une cigare. On va juste garder ça pour l'instant. Et camouflage, parce que maintenant il y a camouflage. Peut-être celui-là qui est déjà un peu plus efficace, juste comme ça. Et Woodland Face devrait en général être beaucoup mieux. Alors, là on voit qu'il y a un truc qui bouge. Voilà, ici. Il y a un serpent. Et voilà. Il y a déjà de s'attraper un petit serpent qu'on peut bouffer éventuellement, ou qu'on peut jeter sur les ennemis, histoire de foutre le bordel. Puisque là je l'ai capturé vivant. Retrouvé. Ah, gaffe. Regarde, éventuellement devant il peut y avoir des forêts qui bougent et peut-être des trucs qui se baladent dedans. Il y a quelque chose là. Même là aussi. Ah, il y a une grenouille. Hop, la grenouille. Hop, encore une grenouille. C'est pour ça qu'il va y avoir plein de trucs partout qu'on peut attraper, qu'on peut tuer, qu'on peut manger. Et là, par exemple, si on voit pas forcément bien, en face, il y a des petits crocodiles. Même un là. Fait dodo. Chuck Joyce. C'est quoi qui fait ces bruits-là, là? C'est les crocodiles. D'ailleurs, je viens de voir ici, il y a une ruche. Faire tomber tout de suite, comme ça, pour la récupérer, ça fera du miel. Oh là, il y en a un juste là, là. On va les endormir direct. Moi, j'ai attrapé le piaf. Dodo. Dodo. Et le piaf qui est passé devant, il s'est pris la bastos. Alors le miel, ouais. Oh, il s'est réveillé direct. Bâtard. Ça va, ils sont pas trop agressifs. J'ai vu quelque chose là-bas que je peux récupérer. Dodo de crocodile. Ok. Silencieux pour le pour mon arme. Parce que du coup maintenant les silencieux sont des consommables. Et on voit la jauge de silencieux au-dessus de l'arbre là qui est en train de baisser puisque je suis en train d'en servir depuis tout à l'heure. Là-dedans, là, il y a encore un serpent. Tu regardes parce que des fois il y a des serpents venimeux. Il y a encore un serpent ici là. Ça y est, on commence à avoir des soldats en face.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer.
Merci.
The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
On prend un peu de temps là-dessus parce que c'est une des nouveautés du jeu, mais... Qu'est-ce qu'on a par ici? Serpent. Oh.
What the? I'm just seeing things.
Voilà. Un petit fruit là-haut. Je sais plus trop d'où il faut aller. Petit fruit là-haut, j'ai vu. On va se prendre ça. Chose dans la souche là. Des grenades. Des bastos.
What's wrong?
Pas. Ah. Bestioles partout là. Là il y a un serpent.
Something there.
Quoi?
I must be seeing things.
Ça, je l'ai même pas vu lui, je suis passé à côté.
Just my imagination.
Ça dort. Ça, je l'ai pas vu lui. Je suis passé juste à côté. On va passer à la zone suivante. Ouais, c'est bon, j'ai déjà un petit plein de bouffe. Bon, les jumelles pour voir le mec qui est juste là. C'était qu'il est content parce qu'on va pouvoir pranker le garde. Il est où le... Oh merde. Il faut faire gaffe sur le pont. Oh putain, pas doué là. C'est vrai que là, je peux faire ça. Ok. Là, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Ok, XM16, un fusil d'assaut. Oula. Ok, je m'attendais pas à tomber. Ok, où ils sont les potes? Là, je pourrais utiliser ça. Pour les hautes herbes là. Et là. Là, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Il y a peut-être ça, j'ai tiré une cartouche tranquillisante tout à l'heure et j'ai peut-être touché au pif. Et ouais, c'est ce qui a dû se passer. Ils sont combien là?
The enemy! He's here! What's wrong?
Bon, ça touche ou quoi? C'est le dernier. Et j'ai fait un peu de la merde. Ok. Ça parce que c'est le dernier. Voilà. Et là, faut que j'en remette un nouveau silencieux. Heureusement que c'est le dernier parce que sinon ça aurait foutu une alerte. Je me serais fait voir comme un con. Parce qu'il y a des trucs à ramasser là. Stun grenade. Rasvet. Petit bruit de la jungle.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
On va faire dodo à tout ça.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Bon, allez. Est-ce qu'on peut essayer de s'infiltrer? Pourquoi c'est... Les gardes devant qui bip ou c'en a un autre proche que je vois pas? Avancer doucement. Actuellement, si je peux lui faire dodo. Ombre dans les hautes herbes. Non. Dors.
Just my imagination.
Voilà. Regarde là-bas. Voilà. Petit ratatouille, petit serpent. Et là-bas. Je sais pas si c'est le meilleur plan. Il déchaîne là-bas. Le truc c'est que là-dedans il y a Sokolov. Garde. Voilà.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
Your CIA.
Le rideau de fer.
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America's truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
No one spotted me.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Un peu de cutscene.
So this is the legendary boss. Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a Gru soldier doing here?
Soldier?
Revolver en slot jeune. Pas encore revolver.
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Début de la légende un peu aussi.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the Gru.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
Oui, c'est un peu bizarre.
Gru operatives?
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you.
Huh?
Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
La petite catchphrase qui va aussi devenir celle d'Ocelot.
Good.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Je rebranche la manette. Donc là, chose marrante, c'est que si je bute au slot, ça fait un time paradoxe. Truc à récupérer.
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished!
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No. This is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2?
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war?
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go. Boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Hornets?
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Sacrée tronche, le Volgin.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Aïe aïe aïe.
He's seen my face. can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
Ouf.
The new blood has been rejected. Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Falloir réparer ce bras.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Maintenant le tuto pour se soigner. Là, il fait un peu la gueule, le Snake. Alors... Suture bandage. Désinfectant. Bandage. Suture. La même. La os cassée, encore une coupure. Désinfectant, bandage, suture. Il manque encore quelque chose. Ah oui, il m'avait dit. Good. Cold. Ah, il est styptique. Ok. Plus on a de blessures et moins on a de HP max. Donc c'est important. Splint, bandage. Et la même. Toutes les blessures qu'on aura, ou même les maladies, il faudra les traiter comme ça.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Shagohod.
Dangereux leur truc quand même. Hein. Bout du rouleau slot.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Vas-y quand même pour un truc tiré à la hanche comme ça. Look. Bon, allez, la petite save.